So I haven't mentioned this, but I mean, like, you know how I said, sorry, that my sister went back into the hospital, the mental health thingy? Um, yeah. No, that's the thing. Like, the whole thing fucking pisses me the fuck off. Because, you know, I assumed that maybe it was because she got violent again, you know. But no, it was my housemate just looked. So now I can't review the footage and I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Lovely, fucking lovely. Um, okay, no. So what keeps happening, right? What keeps happening is that my sister is a multidimensional being, also like me, and she got like she used to get. I don't know if she still does. She used to get really triggered when I would say that she had DID, and she'd be like, "No, I don't." But now I understand that what I was calling my DID was just me being multidimensional, and she is the same. Um, because like she switches sometimes, and sometimes she's like full on channeling, like other lifetime versions of herself or whatever. Um, like higher versions that have wisdom that people don't generally know. So then when she like goes to like do things that she's feeling guided to do, it looks really crazy. Um, but there are times where I think that she doesn't have the ability to see signs and messages for what they are. Like, I think sometimes she takes them too literally, you know? I think she uses her brain more than her soul to tap into what's actually going on. And the brain doesn't know shit. The brain is programmed by your experiences. So her thought processes on everything is controlled by her trauma. Um, Whereas I've been tapped into soul, trying to act from soul. She's been trying to just figure it out intellectually, completely missing the fact that she needs to connect to her soul and connect to the source of all souls, which is God, right? She's completely missing all of that. But anyway, so like when I lived with her years ago, like 8 years ago, um, she flipped and she started doing this stuff. She started channeling this other person, doing all these weird ritual things, and shaved all the hair off and stuff, and like all of that looks crazy from the outside if you don't understand what's going on. But I could see that what she was going through was something spiritual and something deep. And when she, but that's the thing, like she does have a tendency to be very, very hostile, very like aggressive and violent. So that is where the my sister's a crazy unsafe bitch bit comes from. But the reason why she is that way is because every single time she has ever gone to our parents for help, they have let her down. They've treated her like a huge inconvenience. Um, and they literally just keep sending her to hospital when they don't know how to deal with it. My mother claims that she's so spiritual and she like is so tapped in and she's like done all this research. I feel like I understand more than her and I haven't consumed all the content that she has. I just receive the wisdom directly from source, but Anyway, my mother claims that she's so tapped into everything, but when someone around her is going through a very clearly spiritual process that she was put in their life to help guide them through, she sends them to fucking hospital. That's why I don't trust my mom. That's why I don't trust my family at all. So when I asked her what set her off this time, when I asked my mom what set my sister off this time, I expected her to say that she was like being aggressive and violent again. And I'm like, oh cool, good. That's why she got locked up, right? No. Apparently she was just off with the fairies. Apparently she had gotten so distressed being in this state where I think she, because previously, another time when they locked her up, she literally just regressed. She was just a child alter, but she didn't know that she had alters. She was just channeling a child version of herself. Because she's a channel, like me. You understand? She was channeling a child version of herself because it had trauma and it needed help to deal with it, right? And then she was asking, she was like, can you call my mom? So I called our mom thinking that she would help, and she just sent her straight to hospital. And it makes me so fucking upset every time. I'm just like, why do my parents not understand that they're the ones that are causing the issues? If they had just been there for her as a child, she wouldn't be the way that she is now. Like, what do you mean? And she got to that point where she was in distress and reached out for help again, and they did it to her again. Like, what do you mean? So now I'm fucking pissed off at my mom. Because she just needs help and love and support, and that's all she needed. And now she just keeps turning into, like, she's like morphing into a fucking monster because no one is helping her. And it fucking sucks. So, yeah, apparently Mum just said, oh, she was off with the fairies and couldn't deal with her, so called the ambulance. I'm like, did you try to deal with her? What do you mean? Did you try and have a conversation with her? Did you try and talk her through these things? Did you acknowledge who she is in the moment and get to know more about what is happening? Did you sit with her and create a safe environment? I doubt she did any of that shit. What the fuck? And so I was like asking if she was still in hospital, and my mom was like, oh no, she's out and she's medicated again now. I'm like, people are the way that they are for a reason, and they're supposed to face everything and process everything and rewrite everything with a clear mind. And like, and I know that my mother would say, oh, she wasn't in a clear mind. I'm just like, just because she's channeling a different state in that moment doesn't mean that that's not like a level of clarity. Like, you can't just medicate someone and put a band-aid on the issues that are actively trying to come up to be resolved. You can't keep doing that. This is what my family does. You bring up an issue that needs to be resolved, and they fucking stamp it down. They're like, shut up, don't talk about it. This is such an inconvenience. I can't believe you keep doing this to me. That is what my family does. And my mother said, she was like, no, I chose to put myself first. I'm looking after me first, okay? I'm my priority, and I'm not gonna like feel bad about that, she said. And I'm like, our entire lives you've put yourself first. You have been the priority. That is why there is an issue. And I told her the way that the universe works, right, is that you keep being met with the same drama over and over again if you keep responding to it the same way. You need to evolve. Sorry, I'm getting all aggressive. I'm not talking to you. Sorry. Yeah, you need to evolve in order to stop going on the cycle. You need to make a new choice. Stop making the same fucking choices. Level the fuck up, and you'll be going upwards, not just round and round and round. You understand? You have to have these circumstances revisit you through like new versions of yourself to show yourself that you have grown and that you're not going to respond in the old ways. That's how it works. I told her that. And she's like, yeah. The difference is I'm not going to feel bad about it this time. I told my housemate about that, and he's like, that is the wrong lesson to learn. That is the wrong lesson. I'm like, no shit. No fucking shit. My mother, and she even used these words in the conversation, projection much. People don't take accountability for their own actions. Really? Her one job in our lives was to be a mother, to be a loving maternal figure. Right? Now, we've already established that she wasn't that. Okay? We already know that. And I've already established that if she like was any different from the way she was when I was growing up, I wouldn't have endured all of the fucking shit that made me the beautiful fucking amazing person that I am today, right? But that is not an excuse to continue the same behavior. You need to learn. I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. You need to fucking learn from your mistakes. She can see that the way she raised us made it very difficult for us to understand life and to like soothe ourselves and understand like we literally had to do all of the work ourselves to understand ourselves and how the world fucking works, because they never did anything to help us understand ourselves or life or anything. And when we would come to them with issues, the fact that we had issues was a fucking huge issue for them. Like, oh, how dare we? You know, so then, like, we felt like we couldn't go to them for anything. And then that got to a point where we could only go to them when we really fucking needed it. And they would always let us down. If they did help, there would be, like, they would make sure that they would point out the ways in which it has inconvenienced them. You know? And they would keep bringing it up. Like, hang on, I did this for you. Do you know how fucking toxic and disgusting that is? Just grow as a person. Just grow. What are you doing? If your child comes to you and they need a mother, be a fucking mother. If you work in the mental health industry, be more sensitive to mental health. What the actual fuck? What the fuck? So yeah. I know that my sister has been trying so hard to heal. She keeps like demanding that everyone else around her like does stuff a certain way so that she can heal and so that she knows that they're also healing. I let go of all of that a while ago. I know. They're not. Like, I can't base my progress around the progress of other people because I've already leveled up way beyond most people that I've ever met just in the last year or so. You know? You need to just keep moving and keep growing and keep like recognizing patterns and learning and like evolve. That is the whole point of life, to evolve. You learn something, you evolve as a person. You experience something, you evolve as a person. You connect with someone, you evolve as a person. If your goal isn't to evolve as a person, you're literally wasting your life. If a successful life to you doesn't look like looking inward, acknowledging your own feelings, working, like allowing yourself to feel things instead of like pushing it down, like learning how you relate to other things and how like you resonate with different stuff, like if that's not your main goal of life, you're doing it wrong. If your main goal in life is to fit some like picture of what someone told you life should look like, and you're trying to like tick the boxes so that it looks like you're doing it right, you're living a fucking lie. You're tricking yourself into living in a framework that was designed to suppress you. All you have to do is keep acknowledging your own self and everything. Keep acknowledging the fact that you require growth daily. What do you mean? I have understood since forever, my whole life, that the point of life is evolution. Hello, the point of life is evolution. The point of existence is evolution. Hello, the universe is evolving. Everything is evolving constantly. That is the nature of reality. Evolution is the nature of reality. If you are not consciously evolving, if you're consciously choosing to put yourself in situations which are stopping your ability to have that time to reflect, to play, to go chase things that like bring you joy, make connections, doing it wrong. That's the thing. Like, I don't sit around fucking judging everyone for like being lost. That's what I'm here for, to help guide them back to the path. When it's your own fucking family that, like, my mom reckons that she fucking believes in me and my abilities and everything. She comes to me for advice. She's like, she says that, like, she's so, like, surprised with, like, she's just like, I think she looks up to me in some ways, right? But she would still never listen to the guidance I have if it triggers her insecurities. Hello? If something triggers your insecurities, that's an invitation to acknowledge the insecurity and then work with it, talk to it, figure out why it's there, figure out like how you can reassure yourself that it's not even an issue, and then move on. Like, what do you mean? It's not that fucking hard. Sorry. I'm just annoyed that my own family fucking suck when they know that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And they are just... God damn it. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my rant about my mum and the way she handles mental health issues, I suppose. Jesus Christ. Anyway.